Hi, this is Professor Ruth Maas, and this is week 7 for CIS 120. And we're going to go over some slides first and talk about the assignments and those kinds of things. I'm going to try to make this webinar pretty quick because I know you have a lot of things to do this week for the assignments. Let me share a screen here, and then we'll get started here. All right. Okay, so we're talking about digital responsibility. And so I'll just kind of go through these and talk about them. I know that I did upload these slides to the website, but I just wanted to kind of go over some of the key points here. It says, what is a digital footprint and why is it important to be cognizant of your digital footprint? And what did you learn about your own digital footprint and did it cause concern? So to see what your digital footprint is, you can look up your name on the internet. And you can look up your address, your phone number, whatever it is, and see what comes up. And those kinds of things are your digital footprint, things that actually leave an impression or some kind of a trace that you are alive and well and you are somewhere in the world. So anyway, one thing I wanted to bring to your attention is how often cyber attacks actually happen. And they happen quite a bit. I'm going to see if I can click this link here. Let's see, there it is. Okay, this is a screen of all the cyber attacks that happen at a certain time. Now, this is just a screenshot of it because when I try to do it on live, it just doesn't work so well. But anyway, to let you know, there are just hundreds of thousands of cyber attacks that are trying to attack our system and other systems all over the world all the time. And this is pretty revealing here. So let me go back to the present from the beginning here. I don't really want to present from the beginning. Okay. And the cyber war is getting worse and worse every year. And I linked an article here. If you go to the slides, you'll be able to read a little bit about it, about how the global cyber war is affecting more lives. And more companies and everything each and every day. Let's see, we just showed you the interactive map of the cyber attacks. Now, I wanted to show you a few articles about the Big Brother effect, about who's watching you on a webcam. I know when you step in certain stores, they've got you on a webcam. In schools, they do that. They've got the schools under video. And so here's a couple articles that have to do about ways that people are watching us, all of us, through the internet or through other means. It's kind of scary. And now with the advent of the Echo device and similar devices like that, they're not even really watching you, but listening to you, which is kind of scary. Here is I just want to show you a kit that is used to hack, and they're sold right on the internet. And I was just kind of surprised to see it there. But if you look, all the tools that you need to hack somebody are right there, easily accessible. Here's another little gadget that can unlock cars that have a keyless entry. And another device here that can emulate any magnetic strip or credit card. Terrible, but these are just for sale right on the internet. So how are you going to know if you're hacked or not hacked? There's a video here that says 12 signs that your computer has been hacked. One of the things I do in my community is I help people whose computers have been hacked. And I'm not really good at removing the problems of a hacker, but I can do the basic things. And it's surprising how many people call me per month. These are just acquaintances, people that I know through church or the community that need help with that. So you've got to always be vigilant and make sure you have an antivirus, change your passwords regularly, and all the things that you need to do to prevent yourself from being hacked. And here's another article about, and there's a little link on the slide there over to the left-hand side. This is a link that, emails are getting attacked right and left. And one thing you have to never do is open an email from, number one, somebody you don't know, and number two, definitely do not open the attachment, because that's a really easy way for a attacker to just launch a virus right onto your computer by opening an attachment. I used to be a leader of a Cyber Patriots Club at the high school I worked at, and these are really good ways for high school kids to learn about cyber safety and to actually gain some skills that can help them to actually gain a job in being a cyber security person. And all companies are going to need cyber security people, and they're getting paid quite a bit of money these days. So if you know somebody who likes computers, wants a good, well-paying job, you might suggest that they join the Cyber Patriots Club. And if you don't have a club at your school, you can start one. And it's really a great thing for kids. Here's a little, I think this links to an article, Stop Hackers Before They Stop You. Now, I had a website that actually showcased my work called ruthmaas.com. And just in the last year, it was hacked by bots. And bots are little signals that robots can put out, not even people. Robots put out them just randomly, and they drop all kinds of malware onto your website, so it gets locked up and it doesn't work. And that's what happened to mine. And but it's unlocked now. But I had to delete a bunch of unknown files that I didn't recognize before it would work again. And that just happened. Just happens periodically. And once they're able to land a bot signal or whatever in your website, it just keeps doing it. They're on timers and things. And it's just terrible. I would love to have laws that prevent people from doing this. I mean, that would be fantastic. Let's see what I put this up here from. There's a lot of different ways that people hack. Some people just do it just for fun, which is terrible. They just hack just for fun. Some people just do it to steal money, et cetera, et cetera. Now, here's a little slide about how hackers hack. And like I was explaining, hackers release the bots to search websites for vulnerabilities and exploit them. That's what happened to my website. And this was really kind of a low figure. I think it's increased by now, but it says nearly 10% of all web traffic consists of automatic bots that trawl websites for information. And here is a little history on early viruses and whatnot. You can read that on your own time. And some more facts about different viruses. Now, the Trojan horse is terrible. People are still getting the Trojan horse virus. I got it about, at least 10 years ago, if not 15. And I did everything I could to try to get it off. And I had to take my computer down to a place and get it all, decontaminated or whatever. But it actually corrupted about a third of my files, and I could never read them again. So that's another reason to have antivirus software and to back up your work. I like to use an actual external hard drive to back them up, so I'm sure nothing will get into them. Then there's also phishing spam that comes through your email, or they even have voice phishing that uses phone numbers and all kinds of things. So you got to be careful with that too. Wow, this is all about the some other attacks that have happened on Yahoo, Amazon, eBay. One of the things that hackers do is they do this with machines, and they set a certain time where a bunch of machines will actually ping a website at the same time and make it crash. And that has happened to Amazon and has made them had to shut down their website for a while. And every minute that they're down, they're losing money. So it's really terrible. Now think if that happened to, like, say, medical records or something like that. That would be terrible. Another thing that's being happening is that people are taking websites ransom, saying, I'll open your website and clean it all up. Give me $1 million. And that's just terrible too. That should be against the law. But people do pay high amounts of money to get their website back up. That's another good reason you can actually back up an entire website, piece by piece, and there are different methods to do that. Then there's attacks on individuals. A personal computer is hacked every 6 seconds. I think it's more often now. And 7 out of 10 hacking victims indirectly provide hackers with their passwords. Recently, I had a community friend in my community who actually not only gave the hacker their password, she let the hacker take remote control of her computer. And while he was pretending to fix the computer, he stole her identity while he was in there. It was just terrible. It was an elderly woman, which is even worse. One good source to teach your students about cybersecurity is the Common Sense website. It's a free website, commonsense.org. They've been around for a while, and they have really great videos, guidelines, tips for all kinds of things. And included in there is digital footprint and reputation. So I would highly recommend, showing your students some videos and content from Common Sense. It's very good, and they have all different grade level materials on that site. Privacy and security. Okay, ethics and the law. That is module 8. And I'm thinking I'm going to look over at because I've changed this course a little bit, so I want to make sure that that's module 8. Let's see, that's 7 again. Hold on here. Looking for 8. Using 2 screens, so I'm kind of looking back and forth here. Yes, that is module 8, so we will go over that next week. But I just want to kind of whiz by. There is a key assignment on internet security. And let me unshare this screen so we kind of talk about that. Okay, let me share a new screen. Okay, here it is. Okay, this is the week 8 module, and I'd like to let you know about key assignments coming up. Let's back up a little bit to week 7. Week 7, you're supposed to write a digital footprint letter. There is a whole bunch of videos to watch. And they're really, really good. I hope you have time to watch them. You don't have to watch them all at one time, but they're very good. And some of them are great to show your class, depending upon what age group they are. Okay, I want to move this over just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Sometimes I'm not sure if you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Okay. We have a discussion here for week 7, and let me go down to the discussion. That's the slides there. You can look at your leisure. Okay. A digital footprint is something that can be used for different purposes by different people. This week you had the opportunity to view tutorials about digital footprints. And you're supposed to post your response to these 2 questions. What is a digital footprint? And why is it important to be cognizant of your digital footprint? What did you learn about your own digital footprint? And did it cause concern? One thing that I learned, and I kind of had to dig real deep, is years ago I was I'm still an artist. but I do it as a hobby, not as a profession. But I used to be a professional artist, and I did different sketches of different scenes of San Diego. And those pen and ink drawings were reproduced, shrunk down and reproduced, and put on coffee mugs and plates and stickers and all kinds of things. And they're sold in gift shops. And I was a young artist at the time, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just decided, well, I'll just, sell the company my drawings for $1,000 a piece. And back then, there was, that seemed pretty good. And but I looked at the internet, and I found that there was a company that actually bought the rights to those sketches from the person I sold them to originally, to the company, and they're using them again. And I'm thinking, boy, that was 20, 25 years ago, and they're still using my sketches. I didn't know unless I would have done a search on the my digital footprint and searched my own name on there. So anyway, that was kind of interesting. Let's see here. And then we're going back to those videos. Oh, I wanted to talk about this, the Digital Internet Society. This is great. And this is a great resource that you can use. There is a society called the Internet Society. And they have put out modules all about internet security. And they have here's like module 1, and you go through it and you learn different things. And I've gone through those. And boy, it sure opened my eyes up to, digital footprints and how certain things just as hard as you try, they can't be erased. But there's some things that you can ask different companies, say, hey, I don't want that on your website. Please take my personal information off of there. And so it's real important to go and, read these things. You go over the website, whatever, and it's very, very good. So I want to point that out to you real quick. And let's see, what else here? Let's go back to, let's see, week 8. Well, let's go in advance to week 8. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tongue twisted today. I was out of town, and as you know, my hometown is San Diego, so I had to go down to San Diego yesterday, and I just got back about half an hour ago and popped into my office and started this this webinar, so I'm just a little bit off kilter. But anyway, week 8, there is a key assignment due. It's on internet security. So let's go over that really quick. It says, find a current event in the last year that was related to internet security, ethical use of the internet, or copyright infringement. So this could be an event where, some company was hacked, somebody stole somebody's identity, a big group of consumers had their, maybe their credit card information leaked or something like that. Just find something current. I'm sure you can find an article on the internet that happened in the last year. The more current, the better. It says, if you cannot find a current event, then click here for topics. And I want to make sure that link works. Probably does. Yep, it works. Okay. And then it says, write a 2 to 3 page paper summarizing this event and the short and long-term impacts of this event and how it has changed society. Include a minimum of 3 sources, meaning that, it happened and how many different sources actually reported on it, because it is important that people know about these breaches of security. You can also talk about the ethical use of the internet if you'd like. And that's not so much, well, I guess it is in the news, but not so much as these hacks. It says, number 2, prepare a PowerPoint or Google slide presentation that summarizes the major points of your paper using no more than 10 slides. If you can summarize in 3 slides, that's fine. But remember what we learned about making slides is you want to have one topic on each slide. You don't want to have too many words, and you want to make it so that it's down to the core, the essential key topics or elements you want to share. Okay, so that is week 8, and boy, this semester has really whizzed by, and I've really enjoyed teaching this class. This is the second time I've taught this class, and I really love it. I have taken similar classes to this at San Diego State University, and I will say that all these topics and these things that have to do about the internet and the computer and everything, they're constantly changing. So you might look back at some of these slides or whatever, and even 5 years and go, wow, that's all they had to worry about back then. Now we're worrying about this and this and this and this. And it's just really put you on guard for, how much information we really should share on the internet, and the harm that it does do. So that's all I have to say for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed learning about, let me unshare this. I hope you've enjoyed this module and that it's opened up your eyes to some things. Next week, we'll talk more about privacy and security, ethics and the law, and some of the laws that either are in place or are not in place, or that should be in place for the internet to make it a safe place for everyone. Okay, thank you so much. And I always say, if you have any questions or comments or need any help on any assignments, or you've got a lot going on in your classroom or your job and you need an extra day or two, just let me know and I can work with you and we can go from there. Okay? Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.